What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. You know, in Africa, I noticed one thing about the trees here. They have fruit on them. I noticed things about the grass here and the things that we call weeds in America, that they're medicine and medicinal herbs. And I noticed that, and I said, well, how come I can walk around Africa and go to any tree and pick fruit? I can go into any patch of grass and pick medicine for my stomach. I can pick greens to put meat in to make myself some greens or spinach. Why can I do that here and I can't do that in America? It's because the white institution, right, the food industry has made it so that we can't do that. And it's a racist policy. They don't want us to be able to go to trees and pick food. They don't want us to be able to go to an apple tree and pick an apple and eat it. Because if we were to do that, we wouldn't go to the grocery store and buy their overpriced GMO apples. You ever wondered that? When I was a child, there used to be apple trees. There used to be pear trees. I used to see peach trees. I used to eat fruit and little mulberries and all kinds of stuff. They was everywhere. Honeysuckles and various different things. I remember my grandma and all the grandmas in the neighborhood had food planted everywhere. We had greens in the backyard and spinach. You don't see that no more, do you? Do you know how many native foods we could be eating right now that's native just to America? That we could be eating and supplementing ourselves where we won't have to go to the grocery store and buy their GMO products. But the institution of racism is so evil because it's all about money. Racism is a tool for capitalistic systems to give fewer and fewer rich billionaires and their oligarchs and their families more and more money. As there's like 5 food companies that control the entire world's food population right now. The world's food consumption is controlled by 5 companies. Isn't there something wrong with that? I mean, why should the food industry be monopolized? I mean, food was put here for us all to eat. It doesn't belong to corporations. Why are we even paying for certain foods? Well, anyway, without further ado, I'm going to put some information here about it because I was quite wondering, because right now I'm looking at a whole bunch of food right now. Like where I stand, I can make a meal for my surroundings. And we should be able to do the same thing in America. And why can't we do it? Very suspicious, isn't it? Anyway. That's all I gotta say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
Too many people were eating for free, and that is why they've only planted male trees in your city. Once upon a time, many cities in America had fruit trees, just all over. And it's funny because both my parents will kind of talk to me and recall a time in Dallas where you could go and get apples off of a tree anywhere, cherries, whatever. And then all of a sudden they were gone. And what has happened is a lot of these cities have planted male trees, which has resulted in more pollen and, allergy irritants. But also, there's no fruit, right? And this gross manipulation has resulted in not only people not being able to just grab fresh fruit, but also people being sicker and their allergies being more flared and irritated and all of those things. So it's very interesting how racism and redlining and things like that can affect the whole system, because it is a system. I love you, baby. Be well.
The history of fruit trees in America is linked to colonization. When European settlers introduced species like apples while clearing land and removing indigenous trees, this disrupted ecosystems, causing biodiversity loss and rising allergies due to altered pollen dynamics. Restrictions on fruit trees in public spaces often cite pest and cleanliness concerns, but mask deeper issues of control and capitalism. Urban planners prefer ornamental trees for aesthetics, undermining community self-sufficiency and exacerbating food deserts, especially in low-income areas. Additionally, these restrictions benefit commercial agriculture by reinforcing reliance on industrially produced food, highlighting the intersection of ecological, social, and...
So I just learned the fun fact today. Did you know that 98% of the trees that we have here in the United States are males? Do you know why 98% of the trees that we have here in the United States are males? So they don't bear fruit. They purposely cut down all the female trees so it does not produce fruit.
This is so true, and it's actually something that I've been saying for a while. I remember when I was a kid living in an apartment complex, and one of me and my brother's favorite things to do was to climb trees. I don't even know if kids still climb trees anymore. But right behind our apartment complex, there was a plum tree and a persimmon tree just out there growing in the open for anyone to pick fruit off of it. And me and my brother used to pick fruit off of it. We used to pick the plums, we used to pick the persimmons. I can't remember the last time that I've seen a fruit tree growing out in the public. There are trees literally everywhere, yet none of them produce any food. I passed by 3 homeless people just today as I went to go grab a bite to eat. How beneficial would having fruit trees growing out in the public be to society? What kind of a system cuts down the free gifts that this earth provides its inhabitants and privatizes it for profit? Just as a mother births her child and produces milk to feed that child, the earth provides us all that we need to sustain ourselves, yet people will defend this capitalist system. We have so much potential to be a different society, yet here we are intentionally depriving one another of the resources that Mother Nature intended to provide for free to all of its children.
Wait. Before you go, for all my subscribers and philanthropists out there, I'm building a solar power community water bowl system in Nigeria. It's going to cost between $5,000 and $6,000. I'm trying to raise money. If you want to participate and help me build this solar power water system, please donate to the Cash App and put solar water in the notes. Solar water in the notes. I'll put PayPal, Stripe, and Zelle. Anyway, thank you. That's all I got to say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out. Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.